Hi, this is Senator Matt Schmit joining you this week in our Week in Review. I just wanted to say hello. Again, I'm in my first term. I represent the counties of Goodhue and Dodge and Wabasha and Winona down in southeastern Minnesota. And I got to tell you, I can't believe how fast time is going by up here in the 2013 session. We're in week number 7 here, I believe, and things are really hitting their stride. Very busy time right now. I actually had my first bill up in committee yesterday in the Senate Energy and Environment Committee, and it was a big one. It was dealing with silica sand mining in southeastern Minnesota. This is the result of really weeks and months of work. I've been reaching out to stakeholders, concerned citizens down in southeastern Minnesota, local leaders, also agency experts up here in St. Paul, and my colleagues, trying to craft the right approach to addressing a big challenge in southeastern Minnesota, and that's how to welcome a silica sand mining into the region. It's been an issue that's really been plaguing western Wisconsin. My fear is that they weren't ready for the volume of mining operations that hit in the last couple of years. And my focus of my legislation is really 3 big things. One, I want to make sure that we have an in-depth study to examine a couple of unanswered questions dealing with water and air and transportation impacts of large-scale mining in southeastern Minnesota. Another approach that I'm proposing is the formation of a Southern Minnesota Silica Sand Board that brings local leaders and state experts together to establish a model ordinance from which local levels of government can build. Just as water aquifers or tables transcend county bounds, silica sand mining does too. I mean, you can have it mined in one county and transferred into another, and we have to make sure that we have a regional approach to dealing with sand mining in southeastern Minnesota. And I'm also calling for a moratorium to hit the pause button so that we can address these questions and come up with a good approach for moving forward together. So this bill's passed out of the Senate Education and Environment. I'm sorry, the Senate Environment and Energy Committee yesterday, and it'll be moving forward to the State and Local Government Operations Committee here in the week ahead. And again, I have an open door policy with this bill, and anybody who has input to offer, I'd love to hear it. Again, this is a starting point. It begins the conversation on how to address this issue, and I welcome all advice moving forward, because we want to get this right. That's my focus with this legislation, is to hear from everybody who has a stake in the game and to make sure that we have a good approach moving forward so that Minnesota can learn from Wisconsin's mistakes and we can get this right. Now, another big thing that's happening for me this week is I'm chairing the Senate Game and Fish Subcommittee, actually, and we had our first hearing last night, so it was a busy day for me. Our first hearing really involved an overview from the Department of Natural Resources, and we heard what we call their housekeeping bill, kind of cleaning up on some language in current statute. We'll be hearing individual bills from a lot of my colleagues about a lot of good ideas regarding gaming and fishing in Minnesota. And then next week we'll be putting together our omnibus package that merges the DNR agency bill with some of these good ideas, and we'll be sending that up to the full Energy and Environment Committee and for further consideration and move that along the way. So things are really picking up here in the Senate, and we're staying busy. Another big thing that's going to happen this week is we're going to get the February state economic forecast, and that's really going to set the tone for the rest of the session in terms of how to balance our state budget. I campaigned on a very simple promise that I wanted to balance Minnesota's budget once and for all after a decade of being on the revenue roller coaster and dealing with one budget deficit after another. And I think, as we say, this February forecast is going to set the tone for how we address Minnesota's budget problems in the next couple of months so that we can get Minnesota back on stable footing, and we don't have to have these budget discussions year in and year out. We can talk about how we make Minnesota a stronger place in the years ahead. So that's, I guess that's my update for the week, and I thank you. If you have any questions, never hesitate to give my office a call. I'd always like to chat. Thank you.